all that this trains you to become is one of those guys who those mutual fund ads. Mutual because you have to do all that you have to do in 4 minutes apparently. Anyway, I'll try. Okay. I'm going to take you back to the 70s Hindi film Deewar. This is a English set. So it's a story of a mother who loves her older son Vijay, who's a smuggler, but decides to be with her younger son Ravi, who's a police inspector. Is there anyone who has been living under a rock and not seen Deewar? If you have, please, this is the storyline. The confrontation between the brothers is inevitable, of course. When Vijay and Ravi meet finally, Vijay, exasperated by his brother's moral uprightness, says, let me get it right. मेरे पास बिल्डिंग है, प्रॉपर्टी है, बैंक बैलेंस है, बंगले, गाड़ी है, मोज़ाइक में विला भी है, क्या है तुम्हारे पास? And Ravi says, मेरे पास माँ है. This was an iconic line of dialogue in the 70s, as it should be, because the 70s, the collective psyche of the nation was, taken over by this image of the mother of the nation, Indira Gandhi. So much so that when Sanjay Gandhi launched his new car, he decided to call it Maruti. संजय गांधी जब था मारुति थी, संजय गांधी गया तो मारुति थी. और anyway, this was, for what it was an era of moral clarity. I mean, at least the good was good, bad was bad. From there we went into an era which was one of moral confusion. The image of the mother was removed from the national psyche, and the person who replaced it was the bhai, the underworld don from Mumbai. Okay. So the bhai was unlike the predecessors who were smugglers before him, because the bhai was doing drugs. By which I don't mean he was doing drugs, but he was doing drugs, if you know what I mean. Right? And the bhai was connected to everybody, and everyone was connected to the bhai, including the police. So in this phase, when Vijay and Ravi meet under the bridge, Vijay says, मेरे पास building है, property है, bank balance है, बंगला है, गाड़ी है, क्या है तुम्हारे पास? And Ravi says, मेरे पास भाई है. So he says, अरे भाई तो मैं हूँ. नहीं, वो स्मगलर वाला भाई. अरे सारे स्मगलर भी तो मैं ही हूँ. नहीं, तुम भाई थे, स्मगलर बन गए. वो स्मगलर था, भाई बन गया. So this was a confusing era where you don't know who's bhai, who's smuggler. An era of moral confusion. And from this moral confusion continued till about the mid-90s, when the forces of globalization took over. India became a liberal economy. People in the private sector started making a lot more money. Government officials still got the same salaries, but they were making money through corruption earlier. Now they were making more money through corruption. And this was an era of moral vacuum. Good and bad ceased to exist, and all that mattered was how much money you make. So in this era, now they again meet the two brothers, and Vijay says, मेरे पास बिल्डिंग है, प्रॉपर्टी है, बैंक बैलेंस है, बंगले, गाड़ी है, क्या है तुम्हारे पास? Ravi from this era, मेरे पास भी बिल्डिंग है, प्रॉपर्टी है, बैंक बैलेंस है, बंगला, गाड़ी है, अब तो विला पैटर्न्स में भी है. Vijay is stunned, looks around, says, माँ किसके पास है? तो माँ को ढूंढते ढूंढते हम 2014 तक पहुंच गए. And 2014, the ideas of good and bad came back actually. We were no longer in a moral vacuum, but good and bad in a perverted, we were in a morally perverted society where good became bad and bad became good. So the bad guy, in less than a decade, becomes one of the world's richest people and has airport lounges named after him. And the good guy, who's an IPS officer in Gujarat, is languishing in a jail somewhere. And in this climate, the brothers meet, and Vijay says, "Mere paas," this usual thing. What did I say? Yeah. And he says, "Mere paas building hai, property hai, bank balance hai, blah blah." And Ravi looks at him and says, "Mere paas trauma hai."